What's going on, guys? How are you today? Give me just a second here. I am trying to discover a new element, right? I'm trying to discover a new element. Let me see what's going on here. Can I? Oh, okay. So you can't actually do that on here. You have to. You have to literally. Okay. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and I think I will go ahead and stream on. So they say on Facebook the only way I could go live, I can't go live through caricatures on Rouse World. I got to go live on my actual Facebook. That sucks. Okay, so hey, what's going on, Puss in Boots? How are you today? All right, so I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna keep it. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the gram here. Right, we can go live here. See, Instagram make everything so I gotta put some new videos up too, man. I know y'all like, why ain't put no new videos up? All right, let's see what happened. Chooses who sees your video. Okay, so I'm gonna go live in 3, 2, 1. All right, so I'm also live on Instagram. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. I am sorry, guys. Last week I was not able to do a stream with you, but nevertheless, I'm here today. So we're gonna start. What are we gonna start the day with today? Well, we're gonna today. I've been practicing. Believe it or not, I've been practicing feet. This has been what I was doing, like kind of all morning, trying to figure out like what the heck's going on with these feet, right? So we're gonna do some feet, and then we're going to do. I think we said we're gonna do a little bit of the legs, and I'm gonna use my. I guess I could use my sketchbook for it, but these are the ones that I did kind of so far. So what did I discover about the feet today? Let's check it through my little sketchbook here. There's some practice things that we've been doing. This right here is something that I really want to. Let's put a star by that. Matter of fact, I want to put that over here. Now we're going to go head tilting. I learned a little something about that. So, they said the best way to solidify an idea is to teach, right? So when you learn something, learn it like you're going to teach it. So this is going to be something we're going to definitely talk about today. These are just me messing around with legs, right? Again, different positions, hundreds and hundreds of legs, right? And then this is where we're going to be going today, where I was just thinking about, well, how can I do these feet? How can I get more proficient with the way that I draw feet? And that's my little son. That's his bottle right there. Y'all see that? I was drawing his bottle today. So hopefully my camera is good enough here for you guys to see. It looks a little fuzzy there. Well, how's that picture look to you guys on Facebook, on YouTube? I know on Instagram the picture is pretty cool because it's being done with my camera. So on my phone. So my camera phone's they just have superior quality to anything you can. Most of the webcams that I've bought. So let me see here. I think I'm gonna try to just kind of see if I can sharpen that picture up some. Maybe I can. I don't know. Let me see. What can I do here? Can I sharpen it? Okay. All right. And then we'll get down to. I don't want to put too much light in there. All right. No, that's too much. I don't want it to be too fuzzy. So maybe about right there. I think the sharpness is up way too high. Let's turn it down just a little bit. All right. And then I'll just have to kind of press hard a little bit, right? Let me see. No, see, that looks crappy. That looks good over here, though, but doesn't it? But it looks crappy up here. God, dog. Let me see here. Focus. Maybe my focus is off. Ah, that might be it right there. I think that's what it was. My focus, and then I'll come back and go to exposure maybe. Maybe if I do the exposure but come back and do the brightness and turn it up. No. I gotta go back. Son, I'm in a stream right now, man. Okay? All right. So that's going to have to do for us, guys. So. Okay, when I'm done.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and get down to it. All right. So drawing feet. What is it that I learned about drawing your feet today? Well, I'm gonna start over here, and I'm gonna show you a little something that I discovered. First off, if we're looking at there are three major circles in the feet, which I noticed here. One, this is going to be like kind of where your ankle would be at, right? So we'll just draw like something real simple like this, right? And I think maybe if I come down a little bit more, maybe it might be a little bit sharper. Okay. So you have your one ball, which is going to be here, which is going to be like your ankle. Okay. So we'll just label that ankle. Okay. Then you have another ball that's back here. This is going to be your heel right here. And then you have the ball of your foot. Now, if you notice this looks like a triangle pattern, right? Which makes it very easy to understand the foot. And by the way, Puss in Boots, I'm doing fine. I don't know if I answered that question for you, but I am doing just PGA. All right. So, and then out here is going to be kind of wherever your toe is. So this is the side angle of the foot. So let's say this is your big toe, right? So really all you're doing is going from one ball, right? Then you're going around this ball, and then you're creating an arc between this ball and that ball, and you have a foot, right? So you can think of it like, you know what this actually looks like to me? It looks like it looks like a game of pool. Like when I look at it, I was like, man, look, this is like the 8 ball. This is like the 1 ball, right? This is like the 2 ball over here, right? And then over here, it's like this is like the pocket. Kind of over here, right? Or I don't know, something like that. And it looks like, if I think about it, somebody has like a little pool stick right here, right? And they want to shoot that ball right here. Can you see it? Like that. So what it looks like is that this formation you want to kind of look for in your when you're drawing your foot. Now this works obviously either way that you're drawing the foot. So let's say if you got we're just going to draw the bottom of the foot. We got 2 bottoms of the foot, right? This is your knees right here. Okay. So we're going to put 2 little balls here. Okay. And then we're going to look for make sure this ball is slightly behind this because it's not actually lined up with it. And we look for that figure, and then we look for our big toe. Okay. So here what we're doing is we're just kind of coming down. And this is if the foot is actually sideways. But when the foot turns a little bit, then obviously things get a little bit different. But this is like a sideways view. Somebody's standing there and it's sideways, so their kneecap is kind of facing out that way, right? Okay. So now is another way, which is common when you draw cartoons. Oh, you do? I got to check that out. All right. So let's say your foot is not all the way sideways. Now, another way you could do this is as long as you're aware of where those balls at. So let's say this is our ankle again. Okay. Well, we know that in perspective, this is going to be a smaller ball back here because this is going to represent this heel, but it's going to be smaller because it's actually further away from us, right? And then now this ball here is going to turn into a rod. Okay, if you think about a rod like this, okay, you see that rod right there? Well, this rod right here is going to go here, is going to go out here because it's big. So we're going to have it kind of facing us, right? And then we can see our toes, right, would be here like this. Okay, so when we connect from this ball, we're going to go around, and then we're going to come around here, and we're going to go out to the top of the foot. Or an easy way to just think about it is just to do this right here, like almost like a fan kind of a shape. Okay, but I was just showing you, this is this here, then you got this here, and then and actually I think a different way to think about this little, instead of thinking of this as a ball, this one right here, think of it more like a rod too. So just think of it like this, 1, and think of it like 2, and then think of it like 3, right? And then you just kind of bringing these around, you coming around that rod, right? And then you come into the front of your foot, you see? So you will be able to kind of see a little bit of the heel generally when your foot is kind of facing forward. Okay, so anyway, what other angles? Now it had quite a few angles. You had so this is the side again angle. Remember this, and just practice it a few times. Okay, and then we'll go. Now I'm thinking about it in my mind like this, so I'm just going to go ahead and, okay. You see that? Just like that. Okay, side of the foot a little bit. Okay, here we go again. Okay, so just make a whole bunch of them on your paper. You can make them different sizes, right? Come across. Okay, you got pretty good little feet right there. In fact, let's pull up some feet over here. Maybe we can challenge ourselves. I got some feet that I downloaded over here somewhere. Let's look up some feet real quick. Feet. Now, everybody's foot is obviously going to be different. So, foot. Let's look up foot cartoon, since we're going to be drawing this as a cartoon. Skeleton feet cartoon. Let's see what we got. What comes up here? All right. So, no, that's not right. This is not what I want. I just want a feet drawing. Okay, so we got some drawings here, and let's see which ones we can use for our practice for today. I like to go with the simplest interpretation. These are hands actually. So let's go back here and go cartoon feet. Let's see cartoon feet. Hold on. Cartoon feet. What's so hard? I'm asking for cartoon feet. Okay, let's look up drawing feet step by step. There we go. All right. What they got right here? Let's look at this. What is that? I guess that's a pretty good. I like the way they did that too. So they did when you need to practice drawing dogs, but you have, okay. So the way they did it was kind of the same way. They did like little triangles instead. They went triangle here, then they went with a kind of a long triangle here. And then they went with another triangle here. And then they went with the foot muscle right here. And then they went with this little curve around the ankle. And then they went like this. And it literally went to the... so they went like this. So it literally went to the ball of this one. Okay, so that's another way they could do it right there, right? That looks pretty cool right there, right? All right, let me see here. All right, so let's try it again. So we got the ball here. They did a heel. And then from the heel, they did another triangle like this. I'm just going to sketch it in there. And then they did another angle like this. No, they didn't. No, I tripped out. Okay, what I'm looking at is I need to do like this and then go this way and then this way. I kind of messed that one up a little bit. All right, let's do it again. Okay, son. My son does not care that I am streaming right now. He does not care. Okay. And then from the ball, we'll come out a little bit into this triangle. And then from this triangle here, we can kind of come out. And then into the ankle. I think this is just easier when you just go with it, though. You know what I mean? So, I still like this technique better. I like when you just look at it like that. 1, 2, 3. I like this ball technique better. Right. 1, 2, 3. And around the ball here. It just makes more sense to me. It's just so much easier. This is a lot. This is a lot of that's a lot right there. How he did that is a lot. I don't like that particular way they did that, but that's okay. I mean, everybody sees it differently. You got to find out what works for you. This is the way I saw it right here. So if you look at this one here, they have a similar concept here of the 3 balls. Okay, and in here it looks like it has a man. That's crazy how they did that. So they did like the balls like this, then like this, and then like this. They did the top of the foot, and then they literally just connected from the top. Where's that? The top to the bottom. The top to the bottom, and then they went around it. Now that's crazy right there. Now that's a real nice one right there with the boot right there. Y'all see that? That's pretty cool right there. Okay. Yeah. I'd like for you to share it with me. Thank you, Puss in Boots. Thank you. So we just sitting up again. We just practicing some feet, guys. And then we'll do some legs, and we'll add those legs to the feet. I like this concept here a lot. So this is good for when someone has like maybe even a heel, and so it's like they stack the balls on top of each other, and then they went to the front of the foot like this. So you look at the foot like the front, and then you just connect it here, and drop down. And then you can see the back of the foot here, so it looks like a little boot right there. So that's real nice right there. Hats off to this artist here that did this like that. That's an easy way to learn it. That angle right there. So one thing about drawing parts of the body, you're gonna constantly find yourself going back to references, right? So don't let your ego get in the way. So this is ball 1, ball 2, and the toe. I like the way that works. I wonder if we can use that, like kind of doctor it up a little bit to do a little something extra with it. Maybe if we put the toe here, what would happen if we added less? Well, now it looks a lot less. It looks less elevated. But I think this is particularly for when somebody has shoes on, which is something I've always had problems with, right? I would draw my feet, but I could get away with it because I could just do something, you know what I mean, to make it look kind of like that. So I might be drawing my feet, right? And then I would just, But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about the balls that around the toe, right? And that little ball back here. I'm thinking about that as I'm drawing it. Now that I've studied the anatomy of the foot, I see that it looks a little bit more fluid like that. Okay, so whichever one of these concepts work for you, you try that one. Okay, so let me see here. Let's go with it. Here we go again. 1, 2. You see that? 3, 4. Ball come around, right? And then we do it again until we get sick of it. Right? That's the only way. That's the only way you'll get good at this, and then you practice it the other way. You turn it around, right? And you do it this way, right? And you do it again till it kind of becomes a second nature to you to do it that way, right? And then you practice it in other positions, Okay, I like the way that looks. And the cool thing about this is once you learn how to kind of draw the feet, right? Then you can. I'm gonna show you a trick where you can add some. I learned this also from drawing the body a lot. Is how you can add big like boots and stuff. So let's say for instance, you got a leg coming out of this boot like this. Okay, that's somebody's leg right there. Okay, what you do is, let's say you want to give them some bigger boots, right? You picture lines or actually little circles going around the object itself. So what that does is it gives you perspective of the object, right? And then you really just literally start connecting the lines from the circles on the outside. So you'll see here now it looks like my foot is inside of a bigger boot. You know what I mean? So this would be the front of the boot right here, right? And then this will be like the side. This will be like where it curves at and kind of comes around, right? So you can do stuff like that right there. So I thought that was pretty cool. And you can use this same trick when you're doing like stick figures and stuff like that. Pretty simple, okay? So let's go back over here to I'm going to back up just a little bit here so you can get my whole book in there. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to do some more. Just do some more feet. Let's find some other angles of the foot that we can possibly even mess around with. But again, we want to keep our references simple. Try to find the simplest, something that you can understand, because there's so many artists showing you all these different ways to draw the foot, that you want to make sure that you pick somebody that's going to show you exactly what you want to hear. Now this looks like something pretty cool right here. Let's save that. I'm going to save it and I'll open it up here up top for you. Okay. So this one, okay, hold on. So you see how they did this? They're trying to get you to think of the start with a 2D shape, add volume, and then sculpt it, and then end with basic anatomy. Okay, so it's saying if you can think of the foot as a 3D object, which this is a lot of it more, you know what I'm saying, then you turn into an object that's 3D like this, then you can begin to sculpt from that object And let me see what they did. Oh, okay. So what they did was they just took out pieces of this object here. Looks like they added some. Looks like they added a piece on here, like this. And drawing. I recommend you do this too when you do draw, whatever you're drawing. If you can start, look at it as 3D. A lot of times it'll help you, if nothing else, to see the basic composition of what it is that you're drawing. You know what I mean? So it's not really a waste of time to do it that way. It really is something I feel like could really help you. You know what I mean? Okay, let me see here. But that one seems to be a very complicated way to think about it. Like I said, I think you should just stay with this right here. Just stay with the 1, 2, 3 right there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Add some toes. That's all you got to do. You know what I mean? Draw a line from one point to the other. Even if, you know what? I think we can go 1. We can go big toe, little toe, right? 1, 2, 3, right? And then we got your foot here. We just add some toes in between. Add a little bit of the ankle. You see? So now we got 3. Oh, wow, that's cool right there. So we got, let's put big, little toe. I'm going to put little toe, L-I-L toe, little toe, and then big toe, and then ankle, right? So that'll help if we draw it from the front. So just look for these 3 balls. That's it. It don't get no simpler than that, okay? Matter of fact, let me go over here and get me a little, where is my... Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to find something here. Okay, so I got, so remember these, I'm just going to outline these here so I'll even remember it. So I can look for these balls right here. Okay, this is our game of pool. Remember the game of pool? With our pool stick. Okay. You see when we did this now this one right here was pretty cool too. I like this one for the heel. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna circle those 3 right there. 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 shapes, right? And then you can see how we hooked them together. So you can look for the lines right there. Okay. So remember, look how the lines connect like this here. Okay. From the top ball to the second, and then you got your toe. And then you got back here, this will be your heel of your other, because really it's just this whole cylinder in the back here just dropping off. So it really kind of looks like you're almost like on a sliding board, maybe, where there's a board back here, but then there's something going like this, right, to the ground. You know what I mean? That's really literally what it kind of looks like. And then this part right here is the back, and then here you just kind of you could add a little bit of curve to it. But that's really ultimately what you're doing. Or it could be like a beam of light. Maybe you could think of it like that, like a light beam, right? Maybe there's a beam of light going like this on the ground, right? So it's shining from here to from the sun down, and then it's going in all types of directions. So that's another way we could look at it. Oh wow, let me write that down. We could think of it like the sunlight, right? Okay, so let me go back and Get some yellow here so that we can see what we're talking about there. So this is could be some light. See the beams of light going here, like the sun. See it? And then we got another beam here. So think about it. Think about it like this. Let's use this little spot right here. Okay. Here goes our sun, right? And then we can go, okay, we want our light beam to go here and end up here. Okay. So here's our leg here. Okay. And then look, we can have a little light beam going from here down here. And we can have that going up. So look how it looks like some heels already. The higher the heel you want, right? The more you can, you know what I mean? You can mess around with it. But that's just the basic construction of it. Right? To be able to draw your foot like that. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, I used to hate, man, because I can't, and I'm learning so much today because I didn't know how to draw heels at one time. I would be like, man, I can't understand what the heck's going on here. And then, this one's another one that I saw this morning. But now that I've studied this, I'm thinking it's very clear to me what the heck it is I'm drawing. And boy, you know, they say communication rules the nation, right? Communication rules the nation. Of course, again, guys, we're doing some feet drawing today. So hopefully you guys are able to follow along. I'm trying to do this the best way I can here to keep everything inside of the screen. I might need to even move up just a little bit more. Just make sure my whole sketchbook is in there. Okay. So what technique have we covered today? We're going to still do some more because we got 3 things we're going to do. We're going to show you, I'm going to practice with you some feet. I'm going to show you the process that I go through to learn everything that I know how to draw. I went through this process with it. Okay, from caricature faces, you guys probably some of you guys were used to me just drawing faces all the time when you came to the stream. So I decided to add another dimension, not just for you guys to keep it more interesting for you, but I want you to see that nobody is born with this ability to do this. It's not a born thing. You can have a gift and talent, but if you don't practice, you're not going to get better at it. You're not going to be able. It's going to be some things you don't know how. So all these years, I kind of sat back and just drew faces because faces is what I was comfortable with drawing, and I kind of skimmed around on the body stuff. You know what I mean? I kind of knew what to do a little bit, but not really. I knew enough to make it look like I knew what I was, but it's all of a sudden it's different from me now. Maybe because I'm getting older or whatever. I don't know. I just feel like I want to learn more, so I like these right here because it kind of keep drawing because it keeps my mind sharp. And it's kind of like let's go do some more feet over here. It's, what was I drawing right there? Oh, yeah, I remember those guys. I was drawing some people. Maybe we can do a couple of those today too, right? I was drawing some people the other day. All right, so here we go. We got a nice clean page here, okay? So again, let's go through and look for our feet. Remember the techniques, okay? So we're going to go with our ankle, and then we got our pinky toe, then we got our big toe. Okay, and then our foot is just basically a shape going in between those and leading back to your leg, and then the rest of your toes, right? How many toes you got? So you should have 5. So 5, 2 and 3 is 5. So my feet are going to just basically get progressively bigger as I go this way. But this will be like the center line of my toe, right? All right. So that would be like the forward angle of the foot right there. Okay. So here I'm going to go ahead and outline the 3 balls again. 1, 2, and 3. So that you know where everything goes. So this is even the way that I approach my caricature, right? I always, if I'm drawing a face or whatever, right? I'm looking at, let's say, I'll use a lot of landmarks. So let's say I got some hair, or I got my chin shape. Let's say a lot of times you'll see me start with my chin. So I might do like this. Okay. Then I might not close it off. I might be thinking, you know what? I want my head to be about right here. But I don't, and I want my ears to kind of be about like here. And then I want his shoulders to be about right here. Right? So if you start thinking like that, your brain will be able to say, okay, now I see what it is you're trying to create. Whatever kind of character you want to create, you can create them really easily now, because you start to see him in your mind. You have and here we might put our little usually I put like this little box here, these little circles. Another little technique I saw online. And then, whatever. I have my here. Maybe I can add some little eyes in there. Like this, right? And I like on my noses, I always concentrate on the middle of the nose, but right, or whatever. And then, I might come over here and add my mouth shape, right? And maybe this is me. I don't know. But you can see how you can put things together. Hair, everything works the same way. So you can learn any part or any aspect of drawing just by doing like kind of connected dots. So it just means that if I give you a word and I say, if I go like this and I go H and then I go P, right? And you might be like, what is that? But if I put E, right here, or your brain is automatically saying, it starts to eliminate, okay? But, this could be it could be an L or an M, but, let's say I put an exclamation point. Well, now you probably know I'm not saying hemp, or, I'm not saying what word. There would have to be an L that goes there, right? Because that's just the way your brain processes things. So when I draw, the reason I'm able to draw faces specifically, or a lot of things without ever even using an eraser, is because if I'm drawing a can again, how tall do I want that can to be? Okay, I want it to be this tall. I want it to be a tall can of beer. Okay. Or we'll just make it a tall can of fruit punch. All right. So then what now? Okay, what do I want my label to be? Maybe I want my label to be here. And maybe I left this open because you know what I want to do? I want to draw 1, 2, 3, and I want to do something like this. So I want some fingers to hold it, and maybe I want a thumb to kind of go around it, right? And maybe I want a hand to be holding it, right? So now that I got everything, I can start putting all of my pieces together, right? 2, 3, right? And every artist is going to have their different way, again, of putting their drawing together. But it gets easier-ish when you begin to see the body in this way. Okay. I love to use circles, to be honest with you. I love this idea of circles because circles just really simplify a lot of things. Okay. But let's go back to the foot again where we were. Okay. So if we got this is our front view of our foot. So this would be when we got a cartoon like this and we're saying, hey, I want to draw some feet on my person. Once you draw those things, hey, I can put these circles here and I can connect them like this, and look, I got some feet. Okay, same thing with the joints. You got a circle. The middle circle generally is going to go around your midsection, and then your other circle will be your wrist. Okay, so once you have your wrist, well, then you know everything. You know your palm and your thumb go here. So we're going to just connect all of that together, and then we add fingers, and then we add, we can add dimension to our drum. But that's how the nature of a stick figure is also the same thing. It's taking these relationships, okay, and putting them with each other. I bet you didn't know this. Check this out. When you draw arms, for instance, right? Let's blow it up a little bit. Okay, your arms are. This is the torso here. Okay, so this is like a little head. Okay, your arms are shaped in this pattern here. Let me give you a pattern down here. Your arms generally go in this pattern. You're like, what? Because look, if I put this here and I do this and I do that and this and this and this, right? You can see the pattern here. You see the pattern in between the elbows and the shoulders. You see this windshield type pattern, right? So what does that mean? It means no matter which way I turn the body, right? I could do like this, right? Let's turn the body this way. Let's get a head, right? And then I got my body here. Okay. Now look at I want my arms to go that way. So watch the pattern that I make. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can see the relationship between these shapes here. The shoulders, the elbows. This is the wrists. These are your elbows. These are your hands. You see? So you're making pretty much a shape like this, and you're adding hands to the end of it. See your head right here? And then if you go back here, you got this. So you can see this shape here that I drew. That shape here. That now when you go to the side is more squared, but when you facing a front angle, right? Let's say I do a shape like this. Okay. Well, then we can see here, I can do, let me see, here, right? And then you can see here and here. Look at the relationship. Look at the two relationships. Look at this relationship here. Okay, so this relationship is the same all the way down the body, right? And it even, crazy enough, works with the leg shapes. If you look at the joints, that's how you can tell where your picture is moving to. You line up the joints and you connect everything together. You don't take off trying to draw. You don't take off trying to draw individual legs and arms and stuff. You get your skeleton down, what you want it to feel like, and then you see how everything kind of just connects together once you do it that way. Okay. All right. Hey, what's going on, Michael? I see Michael Rodriguez here. I don't know if he's still here. But how are you today? That's on Instagram over there. Okay. All right. So let's again go back to our where we were on feet, right? But I just felt like I needed to explain that to you. So it's all about, when drawing the body, it's all about using these circles to create words or situations where we have to guess what goes in between them. You know what I mean? So, it's simple as drawing a head here and some feet here. Well, now we know how tall the body is. You get what I'm saying? So now we can see where the torso goes, and we can see this, and we can see our shapes, right? All forming midsection, down, hands, neck. See how everything just kind of flows together with your stick figures when you do it that way. Okay. So anyway, let's move on. So we're gonna go ahead and I think we're gonna start doing some legs then. Now I think we did everything. Does anybody did that learn you guys something? Did y'all understand about that foot? Remember that foot. Look for those 3 circles. Okay. One more time for you. 1, pinky toe, big toe. Okay. That's in the front position. This is our leg. All right. When we turn to the side, 1, make sure your other circle is slightly behind that circle. 1, 2, and you have a circle, a situation like this, in which case you just have to add a toe, and now you have your sideways view. Okay. Now, obviously, you want to put an arc on the bottom here so that you arc your foot before it gets there. All right. Now, if you want to bend the foot, right, what naturally happens? Well, this is going to move here, and now this ball of the toe is going to be on the floor. Okay. And then what happens to your toe? Because it's a joint, it moves. All you have to do is do it like this, and then you're on your tippy toe. You get what I'm saying? So it's real easy how to draw the foot. No matter what position the foot is in, it really doesn't matter. And then with these, you just fill in the toes in between. Okay. If you're in the more of an angle you put on it, like then if you're flat, like this is actually really forward facing, but let's just say we got our big toe here and our little toe here. Okay. Well, then now you'll be able to see, right? You'll be able to see you're coming off of, wait a minute. So you got your ankle. Wait, I forgot to put my ankle. So here's my ankle. I'm confused. Okay. So I'm going from my ankle, right? And I'm coming down around the ball of around this section here. So now what happens is I'm going around this ball to the big toe, and then here, and then all of my toes will go here. So now my feet is kind of facing at an angle. Okay, so let's do it one more time. So we got our cup shape here. Let's just make it a cup. This is our ankle. This is just the top of the foot. Okay, and then once we have the ankle, we have our 3 points where we want to go to, and that's all we really have to remember is that up and then around the ball and then back around the ball like that. So we have an angled foot with some toes in the middle. Oh, and also kind of bend this. So when you go from an angle, also this outer line right here is going to be a little bit bent. All right, so it's going to kind of go from here to your big little toe, but it's going to kind of bend around it. This might be your big toe. This is where this is going, but this is going here, and it's kind of going around that ball, and then it's going up. You know what I'm saying? So this line would not be like a flat line, because then it won't look right. Okay, so that's kind of how that works out. All right, so let me see here. Again, let's just put our little trademarks here, and then what do you say, guys? We go ahead and knock out some. We're gonna go ahead and start thinking about some legs. We're gonna learn how to draw those in a cartoon form. The reason that I'm covering this, guys, is because when you draw a caricature, a lot of times you're not going to be drawing a face. You're going to be, sometimes you want, somebody might want you to do a theme for them. Okay, so in which case, like back here, let me see. I had some quick little themes I had did the other day. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Let me see. These are my little guys I was practicing. All right, where are those? Oh, here we go. Okay, so if you look over here, right, we got some little themes, right? Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to kind of map the theme out. So we're gonna start with the legs first, and then we'll map out some things. But how I learned to draw the body was I learned how I draw and practice from in sections of the body. So one day I might take out my book and I might do nothing but feet, right? Which is where we're going to go right here. We're going to go kind of to these legs here. All right. And then one day I might practice. So with my legs, I usually practice torso and feet, or I'll just practice you know what I mean? So what we're going to do is we're just going to be basically concentrating on this part of the body. Okay. Now keep in mind, legs are all different. Some people have very muscular legs like these. Some people have skinnier legs like her. Some have real skinny legs. So you might see some pictures online where you have a person that has a lot of muscles in their legs, right? Let's go here and see if we can find some legs. Okay, we'll just go here. Let's see here. We'll just stick with the simple legs. We're gonna go simple first, okay? Now, I'm going to show you how to animate the legs. So we're not going to get into all these muscles in the leg stuff because you don't need to know that to be able to do a cartoon of somebody. You just need to. Okay, so that's not simple enough. Oh, well, I guess it is. Yeah, let's save that one. Okay, that was one I actually practiced from, so. All right, so let's say this is the leg from the front. We're going to look at these legs here on this side over here, okay? Let's get us a fresh piece of paper. Don't forget I was going to talk about tilting heads today, but so here you'll see I was practicing some legs. All right, these are a little bit less animated, but just kind of. I'm just doodling around this. When you draw too, at first, don't be so concerned with getting everything right on the first drawing. In other words, it's okay to find you a shape that works for you. Like for me, the shape that works for me with legs is this triangle shape, and the reason that it works that way is because I can easily kind of attach things to it and make things do what I want it to do. So let me show you. Let's go back here and we'll just label this. We'll leave that over there for more feet. So I'll just make sure I put more feet over here. You'll fill it in. But let me see here. So hold on one sec. I see what's going on here. Oh, what you got, guys? There we go. Okay. All right. So let's say we want to draw some legs. The easy concept is, and one that I learned that really helped me, was to use again the circle to represent my hips, right? Or the connecting point. And first draw them in the simple way. So learn to draw legs one way first. Don't get into the complicated ways yet. Okay? So we're going to do a simple cartoon leg. This is real simple. So what it is, the outside leg is going to be curved. Then you'll have a direction line. So direction and curve. And then that will in turn lead to what we just talked about. This 1, 2, 3, right? And then we have our feet shape, right? Like that. Okay. So, and just a rule of thumb, when you get here, you just do like this. And usually in between this triangle right here, that's where your belly button's going to be. Okay. So I like to use, anytime the leg is bending, I understand that it's making a triangle shape of some kind. Okay, so let's say I took this ball and I made a triangle right here. Okay, well look how easy it is for me to think about the leg now when I see the triangle. Okay, I'm taking pieces out, adding pieces. This is going here. This is a sideways view, obviously, right? But you can see I did it real easy. Like, I'm thinking you guys can see that. Let me. I don't know if I can zoom in on that no more. Or I can't zoom no more for you guys. But okay. So let's do it again. Okay. So watch. This here, watch. If I do like this and I put a triangle here. And let's say I put a triangle here. Okay. Now, what can I do with that triangle? I can do something like this. Watch. I'm looking for where my feet want to go. So let's say I want to do something like this. That's the foot coming out from behind there. This is the other foot. Oh wow, that might not work out. Let me see. Oh, whatever. Can that work out? No, that's not gonna work out. I need to turn the foot a different way. Like this. Okay, so this is the foot here. And this is the foot here. So this is a foot, that's a foot. You see my body is here. Look. And then I'll just draw a little heart here and connect it. So you see here what it looks like. Okay. It looks like somebody might be jumping out of an airplane, maybe a parachute or something like that, right? But you see how I can look for those triangles. And I can do just about anything I want when the leg is in a bending position. It's a very powerful shape to use, man. And it really simplifies everything. So let's do like this, okay? Again, we got our circle, right? All right, now watch this. Watch this. Let's say your leg is going up here. This is your triangle. Okay? This is your triangle. Coming off of the shape. Okay? So what can I do with that one? It's the same concept. So you can either have it where you can see the muscle here and you can see the leg, the foot coming from right here, right? And then maybe on this one you can this is always my little kneecap. Now I know what my kneecap is. Maybe I usually just draw a straight line to where I want to go a little bit. And then I think about where my foot would be from here. So this might be my other foot. Okay. Obviously this one's going to be smaller, right? This would be the top of the shape. Because now I'm looking at it from a whole nother angle. So this is like kind of a top of it. Okay. But you see how now I'm looking at it like I'm looking down on the body. You know what I mean? Okay. So when this even works when you're drawing a straight up view, what you'll do here is you'll think about the leg as the triangle, right? That's telling us where to point to. And then you can use a smaller triangle and just point to where you want to go. That's another way to do it. And then once you get here, where you're pointing to, we already talked about that, the circle and the 3 circles. And then just put a little triangle behind it, right? And look how easy it is for you to get legs. Now, what about if you want to do some big, fat, muscular legs? Use the same concept. Use bigger triangles, okay? Or you can use Mr. Spock signs, whatever you want to call it. We got a big toe, a little toe here, right? We got our ankle right here. Where are we going? No problem. We coming around. This little ball coming in, and we can see our other feet are going to be right there. So it's really easy to be able to grasp this concept, to draw simple cartoon legs, right? You don't need to do all that stuff. Now, if you want to add some more musculature to the legs, then you can start studying about quad muscles and all that, and knowing where your kneecaps are. You know, that kind of stuff will help you to get you a more realistic look. But as far as needing it to do something simple like you would be doing when you do a caricature, you don't need it. So you pretty much, if you're drawing mom, dad, you got dad, you got mom, you got son, right? And you're trying to figure out, well, what do I want to do? You figure out the easiest angle is usually going to be the forward facing angle, right? So we can start with our torsos, right? We'll put the one in the middle because mom, it's going to make sense. So we can make everything kind of fit in relation. So we got mom here. We might have the son here. And then we got dad. His body's kind of going behind there, right? So see how easy I did that? I mapped that out. Now watch. What I'm going to do next is I generally like to either draw a circle here. So I'll go either a circle or I'll draw a heart, okay? Because it's very similar to the pelvic bone. So let's say we just do a heart here, a heart, a small heart, and a little small heart, right? Now I got a place to connect my legs. So again, where we want to go with our legs. Let's go with the first. Now we want to see how tall we want to make our people, right? So here we go. We got feet for mom, right? Let's say we got a foot over here because Junior's kicking his foot over here, right? And then we got dad's foot. We got dad's foot 1, 2, and his circle going here. Okay, so now I know where I want to connect things. Look, 1, 2, right? Let's go with, now we know Junior's foot obviously is going to be on the front, 1, 2, right? And then his other foot might be behind, like kind of straight down from mom's foot. So we might have his other leg going here. And then we got mom's leg going 1, 2 behind here. And we're using arrows to just point in directions where we want everything to go. Look how everything just flows together. And then you got your maybe son's making a muscle, but remember, and then we got mom. Maybe mom is got her hand on son's head, right? So again, I got his hand in the head, and maybe her other arm is just straight down like this. And then dad is just being a clown, right? So dad, we're gonna put a triangle. Where's his arm going to be going to? I'm flowing it from here, from his shoulders, right? And then from the shoulders, I'm going to go where? I'm going to elbow, and then from the elbow, I'm going to a wrist, and from the wrist, I'm going to a hand. So now, all I'm doing is connecting all of this mess together to make a cartoon. So now you can see the whole family is posing, right? Whatever they want to do, right? Okay. So here you go. So you guys can kind of see that, right? And I think I'm gonna try to. Let me see if I can do this, guys. I know you guys are having a hard time, maybe even seeing on. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to try to get over the top of it a little bit more for you. And let me see, maybe I'll put some more books here as a counterweight. There we go. So that you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. All right, so again, right now what we're doing, guys, is we're dealing with legs and then showing you how we can piece together themes, right, to make our drawings. Now, if you guys want to see a little bit more, I know you're on Instagram. If you want to explore a little bit more with me, I would advise you that you go I would advise that you go to YouTube, because I am live on YouTube right now. And until I figure out how to do this multi-platform thing, I think that there's a fee involved in that, which right now, I don't know if I could afford, but we're going to see. So if you want to be able to see a little bit better of a picture, I think you can go to YouTube, and then they'll also be able to help you out with that. Okay? All right, so let me see here. All right, so down here again, we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk to you. We're gonna go more into this. Hey, what's going on, Italian New York? What's happening? How are you today? By the way, guys, if you are able, tips are awesome. If you guys feel like you're benefiting from the art lesson today, I would love it. If you tipped, that'd be great. This is my nine to five, so that's what I like to do. I like to inspire other artists to be able to draw and stuff. So if you feel like you want to, then all right. So thanks a lot, guys, in advance. You can do so through Cash App or Super Chat. Matter of fact, hold on a sec. I don't even think I put it up there. Give me just a sec here. Let me look up. I don't know where it went to. Here it goes. Here, I forgot to do that actually. Copy, and then we'll just paste here, and there you guys go. So tips are awesome, man. And I'll just go ahead and pin it up here, just so you guys will know. Also, I do one-on-one classes. I teach caricature online. We're going to be getting into that aspect of the drawing segment in just a minute. We're going to take some faces, and I'm going to show you how to draw cartoons of people's faces today, okay? So we still got a little bit left to cover. Let's go ahead and look at those legs again, okay? So again, when you look at legs, think of them as two arrows. Or you ever seen Star Trek where they got the little signs that look like this on their shirt, right? Like Kirk out, right? Remember that little sign right there, right? I'll just put a little torso here with some arms so you can remember. And then they had the Star Trek sign right there, right? Well, that's how I think of legs, okay? I think of them as the Star Trek sign. Look, two of them, a triangle pointing into a Star Trek sign, into our feet. You see how it gives it good direction. Now watch this. You can make them long, right? You can do a triangle. You can do a skinny one and a skinny sign and skinny legs, right? You can do anything you want with this. You can go this way, and you can make your legs go out like this, and then put your feet. Now the person might be doing a split. Maybe they're exercising, touching their toes, right? Whatever you want to do, I'm telling you, this is so like boom, like you can draw a body in 5 seconds with this. You know what I mean? And that's all I do when I'm drawing live. I don't have time to be sitting here analyzing every muscle group. You know what I mean? As long as I get the general posture right, what I want them to feel like and stuff, that's it. But this arms and legs. So just remember, rule of thumb, anytime your arms only make triangles and squares. So look, triangle, okay? Triangle. And then, I know y'all can't see my body on Instagram, but you only can make triangles and squares. So no matter what, if you got torso, remember, triangle, triangle, okay? Your legs can only go, and when they bend, they're going to go in triangle shapes. I don't care what how you want to look at it. Look at it. You got triangles everywhere. You see these triangles? That's what you have on your body. You have triangles. It's the basis of, you look at martial artists. That's how they're able to tell you how a person can strike at you, because they know what shapes your arms make, and based off of that shape, you have to strike a certain way. So it's all the same concept. You know, you just think about it like drawing. It don't matter. Look, if I take my guy and I do like this, I want to make him throw an uppercut. How can I do it? I got to give him some boxing gloves, and then look. And then if his other arm, where is it going? It's back here. It's in a triangle. Look at that. If somebody is he's got this leg up, No problem. Triangle. Got this leg here. It's another triangle. It's all based off of triangles. Your torso itself is one great big triangle that does like this. Right? Your legs are just an extension of that. Everything is all these triangles just all put together to make your body make all these movements that seem complicated when you don't think about it this simply. You know what I mean? You think, okay, I got this body. Okay. I got this body, right? I got this head. I got this body. Whatever that person's body is shaped like. Okay? Doesn't matter. His body could be shaped. I could make a body out of anything. Let me see. Here we go. Let's look at maybe somebody's body looks like a water bottle. I don't know. Maybe their whole body looks like a water bottle. Okay? No problem. A water bottle body, right? What else? What kind of other body can we get? We can get a Star Wars cup body, right? So that maybe somebody got a body like a cup, right? And then this is their head. Or maybe their body is like this, but their head is more inside of their body. Or maybe somebody has a body like this. Maybe they have a body like a. Let me see how I can describe this. It's this is like a. What does that look like? A T shape, a T body. This is like for your classic big guy. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you how to make things funny. You draw their face. So what, you can draw their face, but can you make the whole cartoon look like them? Feel like them, like that. He's a big guy, but you draw his face, but you get lost after you get to that part. You don't know how to create nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got this guy right here. You got a big long guy, right? This guy looks like he should be playing for how can you make that funny? You know what I mean? So now when we put the extremities on it, now we're simply thinking, okay, we're only going to do one or two things. Do we want to do straight legs or do we want to do some type of angle on the legs? If we start thinking of angles, angles are automatically going to imply that we're going to switch and convert to triangle. Okay? The only time your features will go square is if you're thinking about think about a football goal. Think about a football goal. Think about making a field goal when the referee holds his arms up and he says, right? That's the only time generally you're going to go square. You know what I mean? With your legs or anything. So what position would that be in? Well, if you want to make your guy go like this, right? Now you're thinking, now you're thinking about squares. And so now we go back to our triangles. Once we figure out what direction we're going, watch the triangles. Triangle, triangle, triangle. Triangle, triangle, triangle. Triangle, triangle, triangle. Triangle, triangle, triangle. Okay? Head is attached, right? Body is attached. You see look how easy it is. I made that body do like this. You know what I'm saying? So, let me see. Now, if you got a guy, maybe if you're thinking about somebody that's just kind of standing there posing, a simple pose, but you just want to concentrate on their clothing or whatever, which we'll get into that in a whole other segment. I'm not going to get into that with you today. But let's look at this. You can do it one or two ways. If you want to show a little bit of the pelvic area, you can add pelvic. But if you don't, maybe the guy has a big belly and his whole body is kind of one big round ball like this. Well, then you can extend from here, right? And then what are you thinking about? You're thinking about one long shape, right? Or two shapes, whichever way you want to do it. But they have to, as long as it's a triangle. If you're having problems with how long you want to go, then when you draw your body, put your feet on the ground first and then connect to the feet. This way you can see how big your body is going to be before you do it. Okay, so for this one, let's say I want to add a little bit of pelvic, I just add a triangle here. Okay, these triangles start, look at it, I want to make my feet go together, I add another triangle. I want to make my feet go outward, I add two more triangles. All right, if I want to add some arms to this shape, I can do one or two things. I can, if he has no shoulders really, a person that really doesn't have a lot of shoulders, then you just add the triangle to the shape. If they have shoulders, then what you do is you add two triangles and then you add triangles to that shape. So now you're giving them some shoulders. You get what I'm saying? So triangles are like majorly important when you do this. Okay, you want to really practice, and I always tell you, one of my things I've always stressed on the stream is to familiarize yourself with basic shapes. I actually learned a lot from one particular artist. His name is Rogdon. If you ever get a chance to check him out, I think he's a really good artist. A lot of drawing experience, but the one thing I like about him versus all the other artists that I've seen draw is that his way of explaining how to see something. Now, some of the things I showed you today I didn't particularly get from him, but I did get some things from him. But one thing he did say was, look, it's okay to take an idea and put it in a way that you can understand it. You know what I mean? So what I'm showing you today, you might say, okay, I get it, but I get it if I called it this instead of that. And then that would make it easier for you. Okay? So anyway, we got this football player guy. Okay? Well, he, not 9 out of 10, what you want to do here, you can do a couple of things. Okay? You can make you can put your triangle again. You can put a really fat triangle here. Okay. Where do I want to go with this? I might put my triangles on the ground first so I can see where I want to go. And then if you want, there's two ways you can do it. You just go ahead and do this. Just go ahead and do your Mr. Spock sign. And now you have your legs there. You have some big legs, and what you can add whatever type of, now if he has these big shoulders here, so let's say you want to give him a little bit of roundness on the shoulders. So remember, if he doesn't have a big round shoulders or whatever, then you wouldn't want to add no circles here. You can just add to the shape like this, right? So I'm just going to use two big shapes right here. Okay, and then what am I doing? I'm going into basically your hands, and your hands are simply just in this position is going to be basically two blocks. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about blocks here. Okay, some 3D blocks. Just to give me an idea of where my hands are going to go, okay? And you can see how this guy right here, he's like, oh, right? He's like, yeah, you know what I mean? And that would be like a funny, little body for you to be able to do. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. So anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign off on Instagram because it don't look like we have that many people there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to end live, and then we're going to share, and then we're going to go to, hold on a second, practicing bodies and feet and legs. And I like these phones. They have a cool feature on it where you can it will literally take what you said and say, I could say it better than you. Let maybe recommend you say it this way. I was like, works a lot when I get mad at my wife. I want to send her a crazy text, and I'm like, and I'll say it on my phone, be like, are you sure you want to say it this way? Would you want to perhaps you would want to use the polite setting, and there's a literal polite setting on the phone. So it's like, with respectfully, I'm not taking the trash out today. I'm not going to the grocery store. And yes, I will be getting some. KFC. Right. I'm not allowed to eat that at home, so. Anywho, let me see here. Oh, okay. Yeah, Cherish had to work today. I was wondering why she wasn't here today. Okay. So anyway, guys, again, tips are awesome. If you feel like you're benefiting from the stream today and you want to be a blessing to us, you can go ahead and let me see here. Let's go here. And you can do so through Cash App, Super Chat, all that good stuff like that, right? All right, are you guys getting anything from this today? Are you guys? How you guys? Are you guys? Is this some information that is helping you out today? Let me see here. Let me go to YouTube here. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and do some caricatures. What do you guys say about that? We're gonna do some caricatures, and I got some stuff. I got a video I'm gonna be uploading here. I've been doing some more videos. I've been doing some more videos about some drawing some stuff, you know what I mean? So anyway, let's go ahead and finish out our practice here with our bodies. So again, I'm just using my triangles to help me to see the world a different way. Okay? Remember, 3 balls here, right? 3 balls here. Right? If this is kind of like the side of the body. Okay. Then we got our triangle here. Right? Got another triangle here. And the arms just really work the same kind of way, dude. It's the same thing. Here, let's get down in there. I'm gonna try to get a little closer for you guys. There you go. So it's all the same. When you look at the arm, okay, just like the leg is 2 triangles and a triangle here. Well, the arm, if you use the same concept, is a triangle. It's just shorter. See the hands here? See? Triangles, arms, right? Yeah, so this is the top of the body. You get it? Do like this. Put your body. Put your triangles. Right? You see that? Look at how easy that is. All right? You can't beat that with a Kodak. Okay. Okay. More triangles, right? Doesn't matter what they're doing. Remember, only time you'll use straight lines is when your arms are going in a straight direction. Maybe like they're diving, right? They're holding their arms up, right? And then you'll have your, right? Then you have your neck. Then you have your torso. And then you're back into these triangle shapes. Okay. All right, so it is caricature time. You guys are ready to draw some caricatures? Let's go. All right, so I'm going to draw about, I don't know, maybe about 3 or 4 caricatures for you guys. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up some so we can see our whole. And I got to find a reference to use. So we're going to do some caricaturing. But we're going to do caricatures without marker. Okay, we don't need to. Hold on. Okay, got to this here. All right, let's find some Pinterest models that we can use. Okay, so let's go to faces, because we're going to make fun of some faces today, right? All right, we got plenty of faces. All right, I guess we can start with let's see, what face can we use here? Let's look at this. Maybe we should put faces with smiles. Golly, these people with smiles. All right. All right, so we got faces with smiles here. That's not a face with a smile. Why they got her up there? All right, let's see somebody I haven't drawn. Let's see here. I like that guy. I want to draw him. Okay. So we're gonna draw a caricature of the old man. The old man. Okay. The old man and the mar. Okay, what we're gonna use to draw this with? We're gonna use we got our Crayola marker here. We got our pencil here we're gonna use. And then we'll need this gray, and I think that's all we'll need. So let's dive in. What do I do when I first start drawing a caricature? All right, let's see. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I could literally just go with it. Okay, let's just put it like that. But I'm going to show you how you should do it as in the beginning. Watch, just here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. One little box. 2 little boxes. And we got a box, a 3D box, so we know where everything goes. And then we're going to draw some little circles. Maybe we should draw some big ones. I don't know. You know what? I think I'm going to go with, now I'm going to draw some smaller circles. All right. So once I have that, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my teardrop shape right here. Okay. So I got my whole face kind of mapped out. Then we come back with our marker and we just go for it. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do here is I'm going to shoot right at that nose shape. Now, I like to go right to the nose, the big part of the nose, first. So this way I have a place to kind of sit my glasses, which we can see they're very, very involved with the brow line. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I'm involved with the brow line. And I'm also wanting to get that ear shape here. Remember I told you drawing with not drawing yourself in the corner. I'm giving myself landmarks. My eyes, yes, you see? And then here I got my mouth, right? Look. Okay. I'm just going to use an open shape for my beard, mustache. Keep it so it looks salt and peppery. Right? And then, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and add these glasses in here. I could have did a better job on the way I did that, but it's okay. Let's go here. There we go. All right, now watch this. There's no eyes in there. So I'm going to do something like this. Up. Come around here. Then I'm going to go up. And I'm going to go over here. All right. Then I'm going to go, I don't know, something like this. This one's a little bit more open. And then I'm going to use that outside circle to help me to detail my eyes a little bit more. See that? All right. So let me see here. What I'm going to do from there. All right. We're going to go ahead and get this guy's, look at those cheeks. Look at those cheeks. I got to get those in there. So we want to make sure those are in there first of all, so that we can see how the outside of the face is going to fit for us. So we're going to come around here, just kind of drop down. These are basically just triangles to me again. So I'll make a little bit of a line, but then as I get down here, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about a very long triangle that's kind of going around his face. I don't have to be perfect. I just need to understand that I'm drawing a lot of triangles. I use triangles religiously. Look at the shape of that beard. Look at the shape of that shape I just drew. Now watch the shape of everything else and watch how it all converges into this mental triangle thing I got going on in my head, right? All right. Now, once I get to the top of the head, even the top of the head is a triangle. This is the long side of the triangle, right? And this is the other side of it going to the ear. See the triangle? Okay, long side. You see it? I'm always thinking about these triangles. I can't turn it off because I just see them everywhere. Even this part of the hair right here is a triangle. Look how it comes out and triangulates back into the head. It is one of the most, look, this shape right here needs to be a triangle, because what it's doing is it's pinching and it's giving me some depth in the cartoon. It's giving me the illusion that the mark, if I draw it all one line and just make one straight line here, there's no depth to that. But the triangle is going to insinuate that things are getting smaller as they're moving away from me. You know what I'm saying? So it's no different than if you think of something in perspective. Just real quick, if I put if I'm starting here, this is where I'm looking at, but I'm looking over there. Okay, over there. All right. Well, then look, I'm looking through this. Everything's gonna get small. So this might be the big. This might get like this. Then this, then this, then this, then this, then this. And you see everything, while something might be little here, it may start out, big over here, but by the time it gets here, it's little, and each progression of way, it gets a little bit smaller until you can't see it anymore. You see how I went all the way smaller and then boom, way over there? So it's the same thing that you're thinking about when you're drawing. This is how you get that depth to your cartoon, right? You are excuse me. Looking for those triangles, okay? Now let's put now look at my brow shapes. They're even triangles, right? They're triangles going this way. Look. Okay, and then watch my hat shape. One huge triangle. It might seem like it's a circle, but it's really a triangle. Okay. It's a right triangle. It's just a jazzy right triangle. Okay. And then we got his neck, right? Which, what do you know? It's a triangle. Look how it's tapering versus the neck doesn't go straight up and down. It tapers, right? Okay. And then, let me see here. Okay. And so over here, I might just add like a little bit of triangulation here. I might make it smaller, right? So I might make this go like this with a really light line. But out here, the line is starting out here, okay? So to give it like a magnification type of situation. And then I'll just draw some magnification lines, some little triangles in here. Everything is triangles, guys. You get that down, I'm telling you, cartoons are going to change. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll do this one, and then we'll do one more. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and do our word of the day. And then I'll go ahead and get you guys out of here. All right. So this is our cartoon of the old man. Okay. And then we just kind of add some shadows to it. All right. There we go. A little something. Right. Something. Just ain't right. Something tells me I just can't sleep at night. Da 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 da. It makes me wanna cry. And these are like teardrops. Teardrops falling. Teardrops falling. Okay. And I think that's it. I think we're done with that, right? So all we have to do now is sign our work, right? All right. And if we want to give them a little, well, we can't give them a body here, obviously, but we can, you can give them a body if you want. Okay. So that's cartoon number 1. We're going to do one more cartoon, and then I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Let's see who we got here. Boom, boom. Dum, dum, dum. Dum, dum, dum. Dum, 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 dum. Let me see. Yeah, he looks funny. I'm trying it. It's always funny to make a cartoon of somebody where you do some funny. Look at that funny. That guy right there, he's having a lot of fun. All right. All right. Now, this guy, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of do the same concept. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Not at a, okay, so this is a 3/4 angle. 1, 2, 1. I'm gonna give him some very small eyes here, and then I'm thinking about my teardrop shape being something like this here. I want it to be kind of fat, right? Other than that, I think I got the cartoon pretty much mapped out. So again, I'm gonna aim for that nose shape. So I want I look at one side of it like that, and then I add the other side in there. It's just easier to do it that way. Okay. Let's see, I can something like that. Something like this. Hmm. Hey, thank you, Miss Ebony. I appreciate you. Thank you. How are you today? He does have a rather huge forehead. I think I'm going to go up with that forehead a little bit more. Okay, again, I'm looking for these triangle shapes. So I can see one over here forming this part of the hair. I see one up top right here forming this part of the hair. I see one back there somewhere that looks like it's almost like a. I see one right here, and it's like this, but it's going back behind there, and then maybe a little bit of something right here. Okay, and then we have our side of our head here. We're charging from the upcoming week. Okay. I'm glad somebody showed up today. Cherry says she was at work today, so we had. I don't know how many people were actually here today. It's not showing me here today. So, all right, now we can do our. Remember we said how we can do our body, right? Whatever kind of body he is. So let's just say, with this guy, he has a very square body. So let's say we're gonna do something like this. Okay. Then we just start once we get that down, then we literally start looking for triangles shapes here. Okay, we can pretty much see that they're doing like this, and this is another triangle shape here. You know what I'm saying? So I know kind of where I want to go based off of that. Okay. Which reminds me, I need to send Adrian his homework today. By the way, guys, if you want to take classes with me, you can go to our website, book a class today, show you everything that I know. Okay, let's see. All right, so that is our caricature number 2, right? What's going on in this upcoming week? Okay. So That's our second cartoon, guys. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to begin. Let's see who we. All right. So we covered quite a bit of information today, guys. So we're going to go ahead and start getting into our word of the day. So I hope that you were able to learn something from the stream. We did cover quite a bit. We got a lot done on the feet. So if you the takeaway today is just remember to use bullet points, use points and things that you can travel between to make concepts. Understand that everything makes a basic shape. If you find a shape that works for you, then you'll be able to easily draw things. Today we demonstrated that with the foot. We also demonstrated that with the arms and the way that the arms are attached to the body. Remember that the arms only make certain shapes, okay? And although the shapes made by the arm are mostly going to be triangle in nature, so we're just going to put triangle, okay, or square. But generally speaking, triangles is a very there's a reason why they make such a big deal out of triangles all throughout history. In fact, the Pythagorean theorem is based off of it's a study of the triangle and using the triangle to figure things out, to triangulate location. So that's what you use. You want to incorporate these triangles into your cartoons, into whatever it is you're trying to draw. If you're trying to draw a building, it doesn't matter because a building is simply two triangles put together. You know what I mean? No matter how big you make it, it's still two triangles being put together some kind of way. Okay? If you're drawing whatever, if you're drawing a body that you want to give more weight to the top of the body, you want a triangle so that the top of the triangle looks more weighty than the bottom. If you look at your pelvis area, your pelvis is shaped like a triangle. Okay, your all your extremities are generally shaped like triangles. Your head is even shaped like a triangle, but it has a square in it. Now, when you start gaining weight, then obviously your triangle turns more into a U shape like this. When somebody has a square or jawline or whatever, but we said that it's either going to be triangle or square. You get what I'm saying? So how am I going to make a face? Well, no problem. I'm thinking, all right, I got a circle and I got a square. I got a circle and I got a triangle. How many more ways can you do a face? I have a circle and I have a triangle going sideways. Okay? I have a circle and I have a triangle going the other way. Okay? I have a square going down. You see triangles and squares. It's very simple. You draw your caricature, start with a triangle in the middle of the face. This is how you know which way your face is going to turn. This will give you a perception. Then, or what are you doing? Okay? You don't know where your chin's going to be. Remember I told you, put a circle there. Then you connect triangle going from here to here. Then you got that and you got an ear, and then you have the top of your head shape. Your nose is just a triangle. It's just angled differently every way and different when you draw it differently. Your mouth is a triangle. Turn some kind of way, it doesn't matter. Your mouth is even a triangle. So it's really only one shape you have to know, and that is the triangle shape. And triangles and squares. It's going to save your life if you learn this concept. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and get my word of the day out. Go ahead and get your word of the day done. Thank you, Ms. Ebony, for tipping today. I certainly appreciate you. Thank you. All right, guys. So I'm back, and we're going to go ahead and go into our word of the day. I want to thank you guys for coming out today to the live stream. I hope again that you were able to receive some information today that made your yoke a little bit lighter. Uh, I've been drawing a lot of years. I'm still learning a lot, and that's the great thing about art. You'll never know everything else there is to know about it. So you know one thing I have learned is that the rules about learning to draw have never changed. It's always been my unwillingness to apply something very basic to it that made me get lost and stuff in what I was doing. So that is what we're going to cover in our word of the day today. We're going to be talking about I'm going to share this devotional with you, and it's going to be called Minimizing What Troubles You. So I like to use devotionals when I'm on my live streams. This particular devotional is called The Pastor, and it's a 30-day faith devotional inspired by Peanuts, written by Rigel J. Dawson. He was a minister, and featuring the comic strips of Charles M. Schulz. So these are, if you guys are familiar with Charlie Brown, you see Charlie Brown here and Snoopy. All right, so that's pretty cool. So today, what is God going to share with us today? I'm excited to hear how He speaks with us today. So let's go ahead and dive in. So minimizing what troubles you. It says there are countless concerns vying for your attention and competing for a spot on your list of worries. Okay, so we got a lot of things to worry about. So the same way that I study drawing, that's the way I study scripture. I write things down. A lot of things to worry about, and then I'm going to put always. So this is what God is saying to us, okay? And then what I do is I allow that scripture to speak to me, no differently than today I told you about triangles and squares and how they can help you in your caricature, but you can only learn that through introspection and testing and seeing that this is a thing that can work if you choose to apply, as long as but if you're looking for a complicated way to do things, then things are going to be complicated. Okay, so there are countless concerns vying for your attention and competing for a spot on your list of worries. There seems to be an ever-expanding inventory of new threats, new shortages, new cutbacks, new health concerns, and the list goes on and on. Now, I can definitely agree with that, because number two, what that makes me think about are, they're talking right now. We got something going on with the presidency, and then you got the hurricane chasers. Everybody's trying to make us think it's going to be hurricanes and tornadoes, and then you got people dying, right? And then what else have we got? We have there's so many things, that just to get views, people will put all kinds of things on the internet to invoke fear in us. Everything, cancer, everything is causing cancer. What's bad for you to eat, right? So everywhere you're looking around, you're thinking, you got all these worries. If I don't eat this, I'm not going to live. Yeah, if I eat that, I'm going to get cancer. If I do this, I might die. If a tornado may come to my house this way, a hurricane might strike our city. You know what I mean? The government's going to collapse, and there's a conspiracy against me and my people, and all these type of things. This nonsense they put in our head, and we can't get no peace from it. So I can relate to that. I can relate to that. And the list goes on and on. It says, over much of the world around us, we have little or no control. And it's only natural to be concerned with the way things are going. Okay, so in other words, this is not anything that makes us different from anybody else, because we have concerns about our safety, about our families, our friends. That's completely logical for you to feel that way. So we're not different because we have concerns or worries. All right. So far, even though this is happening, we're not different. It says what's unnatural and unnecessary is to compound your sense of unease with complications of your own creation. Okay? So you want to learn. We need to, or we should learn to be part of solutions and not problems. A good example of that may be gossiping. I think it's one S, gossip, IPP, or is it gossip? Gossiping, okay? All right. If you walk into a room and there are people talking about a person in a negative way, how is you adding more negativity to that situation going to help that situation? In other words, why are you choosing? Why would you choose to? You're not being a part of the problem. You're not helping to solve anything. So in that situation, it may be wise to not even offer your opinion, because you can't do anything to make the situation better. You're just wasting time, pretty much, to gossip about something that you don't have any positive input on. You're not being a solution to the problem. You're actually adding on to the problem. And we can do that with ourselves. Again, if we go back to our drawings, okay? In learning to draw, you want to keep things basic. So drawing rules, right? Let's just put these as rules. Okay. So we want to keep things with basic shapes. Okay. That means squares, triangles, diamonds, hearts, right? These are things that are solutions to our problems in drawing. These will clear up any questions that we have, but we start from here and we see that no matter what we are looking at, if we really observe, everything forms a pattern, and every pattern is based off of one of these shapes. And the more you can train your eye to identify those shapes, right? Now this is a solution to the problem. But what becomes complicated, right? That's a drawing rule. Now, how can we complicate this? Okay. We can, one, try to be another artist. That's one way we can do it. We can try it. We can look at somebody else's work and we can say, I want to be like that person. But without understanding, the problem with that is that person's already taken. Like, you can't be them because they already are them. So you're always going to be a runner-up, right? No matter what, you're going to be an imitation of that person. You can't be that person. Okay. What other ways can we complicate that? We can try to impress people. Right? We can draw we can be drawing something, and we can be thinking, I want to make other people and leave other people in awe of what I can create. I want them to see how awesome and majestic my drawing is. I want them to know that I am the drawing God. So we complicate it, and then we can't see what we are supposed to be seeing, that this is supposed to be something that we're enjoying. This is something about creativity, and it's something, and you've already been given rules as to how to bring your creativity out. For instance, like me, I hated, like when I drew bodies, I started looking at all these artists and all of the muscles and studying all these muscle groups and all this stuff right here. And it was just like I was going to freaking science class. But then the Lord showed me, Harry, sir, draw a square. Draw another square, Harry. Draw some triangles. Draw another triangle on top of that. Draw a triangle for the feet. Draw a triangle for your arm. Draw a triangle for the forearm. Okay? Draw some blocks for the hands. There you go. You have a simple body. From this, Harry, simple shapes, you can make this dude do anything you want. Harry, I want you to draw another, sir. I want you to draw I want you to draw a triangle here. Okay? I want you to draw another triangle. I want you to draw a triangle pointing that way, and another triangle for the thumb. I want you to draw a triangle and a triangle, and another triangle for the thumb. Okay? I want you to draw a triangle for your leg. Another triangle. All right? Another triangle, another triangle. I want you to draw a triangle going this way, triangle going that way. Right? So now I've drawn another person. Right? I've drawn these two people here. I'm not using anything complicated. I'm not, because the thing is once you see this, all the other stuff will come. But if you can't see this first, you'll never learn how to draw a body. You'll never know how to create things. It doesn't have to be a body. It could be whatever. It could be a car. Okay, it's all the same thing. But when we complicate things by trying to impress people, it's nothing worse than, I'm going to tell you, I took off learning the piano I'd say about 3 years ago, and I've gotten pretty good at it. And I've noticed that the simpler that I've made it, the simpler that I've made it, when I started seeing these shapes and patterns in my playing, that helped me. But it was nothing worse than going on YouTube and seeing this guy that was trying to show off. He was not teaching, he was showing off. And if you can, and I'm like, yeah, but that looks great. Your playing is astronomical. Okay, I'm impressed, but I don't understand anything that you just did. Were you trying to teach? You said how to do this, but you didn't teach me anything. Okay, you went to trying to show me how good you can play versus trying to help me to learn to play. Those are two different aspects. Okay, so if you're going to do it this way, you might not want to put how to in front of it, just so you can get views, So that's the way we can complicate things, by our own creation. It says, for one thing, let's continue with the devotional. The accumulation of material things encumbers us with anxieties our ancestors never had. So that goes back here where it says, how can we complicate things? Well, we can complicate things by thinking materialistically. Our life is based around our car and our clothes and our shoes and, stuff that really doesn't matter at the end of the day. But to you've based your life on those things. So, it says, so a man thinketh, so is he. It's all really a mentality. So what you're thinking about is causing you stress, how you seeing things. I don't just want a car to go from point A to point B. I want a car so I can hit the block and flex on people. I want a scat back so I can look like this. I want The other day I was at work and I complimented one of the young ladies that I work with. I just felt the need to tell her that that she was a very that God had a special plan for her life, and I shared that with her, and I said, because you are one of the few young ladies that I've seen that doesn't look like all the other young ladies that I look around. Everybody got the same eyelashes, everybody got the same shoes, everybody got the same makeup, everybody got the same hair. It's like everybody is trying to look like they made this look that everybody wants, and if you flip through the internet and you look at faces, everybody got that same look. They done got now where you can just glue hair on your head, and nobody actually looks like what they look like for real, and nowhere you know what I'm saying. But this person right here was confident enough of herself to walk out. She just looked like she looked. There wasn't a bunch of makeup and weave and all these long eyelashes and all this stuff, because she wasn't trying to be somebody. She wasn't thinking materialistically, about how the world will receive her. And that's why, a person like that got something coming from God. When you come to God, because a lot of us, when we stand before God, first thing He gonna have us do is He gonna ask us, who are you supposed to be, and why do you have all this on? Because you know what I mean? What happened to this? I gave you this. What happened to it? What you did? What you cut it off? You sold it over. You did what? You didn't like this, right? You mean I made a mistake? Yeah, it's going to be a lot of questions about that. But accumulation of material things encumbers us with anxieties and that our ancestors would never had. Every new thing we get is another new thing to care for, protect, and maintain. Now, a lot of you guys may not know this about me, but I did a little bit of time in a jail cell, and I'm going to tell you something. Why am I bringing that up? Because when I was there, oddly enough, it was. I know y'all see social media and TV, but it was one of the least stressful times in my life. I didn't have to worry about bills or where I was going to eat or work or relationships or kids or nothing. It was just get up, you do whatever your assignment is, you find your hobby, something, you read, you write. Yeah. But I'm saying this because I notice that, and it's one thing they'll say that people look younger after they've done they did time. You'll notice that those guys look a lot younger when they get back out here. It's because they go to bed at the same time every night. They eat differently. I didn't know, Whataburger, Burger King. It was none of that stuff. For many years, I didn't get to eat any of that stuff. You know what I mean? So my body, I didn't get wrinkly. I didn't get, and now I feel it because I still go to the gym now. I still feel young inside. I'm 51 years old, going on 52, but I don't feel like it. You know what I mean? I got young babies. I got my sons. I got 2 sons. I got my wife. My wife is, me and her about 10 years apart, but we've been together for about 14 years now. So, I don't feel that, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying that it was a lot less of a stressful situation. And that's what this is kind of pointing to, that I learned in there, one thing is that most of the stuff that we have out here, we don't even need it. We just think we do. That's where I'm going with this. We just think we need everything we see just because it's there. It's like, sometimes people eat food when they're bored. They're not hungry, they just bored. So they eat because they're bored, but they don't need to eat at that time. They shouldn't even be eating, but they are eating just because it's there. And that's what the society does to us. The more social media you consume, the less time you spend with God, the more the world you're going to try to consume. And you're consuming it because you're bored. You don't need it, you're just bored. And you think that life is this big party. And I'm only talking to you from a personal place because this is exactly how I used to think. But when I came into the knowledge of Christ and I came into understanding what God had for me, I put those things away. I started going back to when I was in that time in my life. And I said, things were a lot simpler when I didn't have all this stuff. You know what I mean? I was pouring my own poison. In other words, I came out here and nobody told me to do any. Nobody told me, listen, nobody told me to have no kids. Nobody told me to get married. Nobody told me what kind of car I need to get. Nobody told me any of these things. And I was surviving without those. I can remember when I first touched down, I was riding the bus. And I was just as happy. I would meet people on the bus. And I had got my little job or whatever. And I was doing things, and it didn't bother me. I remember one morning I took off going to work from my aunt's house, and it was raining like cats and dogs outside. I had to go to the bus stop. I started laughing, and I was enjoying just walking to the bus stop in the rain. You know what I mean? Because I was just so happy to be, out here. You know what I'm saying? And doing something with my life. You know what I mean? And just around people, and but that's what this is talking about. And it says, let me finish up here. And it's another new thing to accessorize with even more things. So when we get stuff, we got to figure out how to take care of it. So it causes stress. There's nothing wrong with having nice possessions, it says, but you should be enjoying them, not stressing over them. And that's the key thing. I'm not sitting here telling you that you should never have anything. I'm just saying that possession shouldn't be the reason that you do live. Because that's not healthy, because it's going to stress you out. Sometimes, all money is not good money, despite what social media might tell you, and not social media, people on social media. Social media is an inanimate object. It has no preference. It's the people that are posting this stuff that really be lying to you, because most of them ain't even living the life that they're trying to sell you to live. They lying. And they trying to get you to go along with their lie. It says, is there some big, beautiful bauble in your life that's become more of a burden than a blessing? Is there something in your life that you have that when you first got it, you thought, man, this is going to cure all of my problems. And now that thing is a curse. It's a stress. It's, yeah. That new car now is no longer a new car. It's a freaking car payment, right? Yeah. Is there something you need to cut loose for the sake of your sanity and your spirituality? Is there something, or is there someone you need to cut loose? Don't be mad at them. I ain't telling you to be mad at nobody, but sometimes you got to let things go. You don't need, listen, man, let me tell you something, man. When I was in that situation, man, shoot, everybody forgot about me. Brother was high and dry. That's why I met my best friend, Tim, my brother. Me and him, we brothers, brother from another mother. And I'm going to tell you, everybody left me. I'm talking about my sibling brother, the blood that I had, my parents, everybody, nobody, not friends from high school, nobody that I thought was going to be there was there. Nobody. You hear me? Nobody. So at the end of the day, just because we come from the same person or any of that, that doesn't mean anything. It's all about what does this person add to your life. If they're not adding nothing to your life, that means they're taking away from your life, and you have to be smart and treat them accordingly. Not angry. We're not talking about anger. We're just talking about logic. Just because you don't fool with somebody don't mean you hate them. It just means that you don't fool with them because, it's kind of like you trying to make chocolate milk, but you got strawberry flavoring. Right? At some point, either you crazy or something wrong with you upstairs if you think you're going to pour this strawberry in this milk and it's going to turn chocolate one day. It ain't going to do that. It ain't going to happen. You got to throw the strawberry in the trash can. You got to go to the store. You got to get you some chocolate milk and then pour it in the milk, and then you're going to get some chocolate milk. But you got to change up what you're doing. And sometimes it's hard You know what I mean? Because you're attached to the strawberry. You don't want to let strawberry go. I'm just saying that because I used to love strawberry milk. I can't drink it no more. So, all right. Is there something, again, you need to cut loose for the sake of your sanity and your spirituality? Man, although our modern society wouldn't agree, simplicity is an admirable aspiration. Make your drawing simpler. Base it on something simpler. And you're going to see improvement. Then there are the worries that we manufacture out of thin air. Many live daily under the crushing weight of things that don't even exist. They constantly worry over what if I lose my job? What if I get a serious illness? What if? Funny enough, the reason that when I first started this channel, I wanted to do different things like this, but I felt like I needed to learn more before I could do it because I was so concerned with what y'all were going to think about my drawing. And, then I thought about it as I matured more in the things of God. And I was doing exactly this, playing the what if game. I was big at that. What if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? Right? And then God showed me I just got to learn how to live in the day and live in that moment because I don't have no control ultimately over what if. If that happened, then I'll deal with it when it happened. But there's no way in the world I'm going to waste this whole day thinking about what if something happened that never actually even happened. So now I'm just wasting time again. Enough said. And then it says that, well, what if none of those things come to pass? Tomorrow isn't even here yet, and we could reduce our anxieties by 99.9% if we worried about one day at a time. And he said in this book, Snoopy knew this secret. It says today, take some time to examine those anxious areas of your life and make up your mind to minimize your worries. Take a good long look at your personal list of anxieties. Figure out which ones are not worth your worry and pray for the power to let those things go. What a impactful word that was to me based off of a situation that I'm currently having to go through. And it's very difficult for me. What is this cartoon saying? Then I'm going to go. It says, so you got Snoopy here. He says, that little bug lives in a world all his own. So he's looking at a little bug right here. Then he says, he doesn't know anything about atmospheric testing, strikes, farm problems, medical care, education, or income tax. All he has to worry about is eating and getting stepped on. That's the secret. Reduce your worries to a minimum. That's funny. Everything new we get is another new thing to care for, protect, and maintain. Minimize what troubles you. Okay. All right, so guys, that's our word of the day. I want to thank y'all for coming out. Miss Ebony, I really want to thank you for your tip today. Thank you so much for being a blessing to me and my family, as you have been over the years. I'll keep you in prayer. Hopefully that everything works out with work, that you don't get too overexhausted with that. And I will be streaming again on Tuesday, guys. So Tuesday morning, if you want to attend another one of my live streams where I'm going to draw some more stuff, y'all have you're always welcome to come. So y'all have a blessed and awesome day. And I will see you guys next time. Again, don't forget, guys, tips are appreciated. You already know how to do it. If it's on your heart to do it, you'll I'm sure you'll figure out how to get it done. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great evening.